Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first 2028 election prediction on this channel. I will be looking at a possible scenario where Gavin Newsom and JD Vance run against each other. I know that the primaries are yet to start, but I think those two are at least the favorites for the nomination, especially JD Vance for the Republican Party if he decides to run. So I thought it will be interesting to take a look at how the 2028 map might look like. I have to say this is just a prediction. I don't know what will happen in the future. I don't know how the American people will decide in 2028. But this is the most likely scenario that I think will happen. So first I will characterize the safe states for the Democratic Party and for Gavin Newsom, and these are Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., and Illinois. I think these states will go to the Democratic Party by more than 10 points. Next, I will also characterize the Republican safe states: Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Nebraska 1st and 2nd District, Nebraska statewide, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, and South Carolina. And Alaska, of course. I forgot Alaska. So these are the safe states for the Republican Party and for J.D. Vance. So next we will have a look at the lean states, states that will be decided between 5 and 10 points. Excuse me, not the lean states, the likely states. It is called likely, which will be decided by between 5 and 10 points. And for the Democratic Party, that is Colorado, I think, and New Mexico. I think these two will get a bit closer in the election, especially with the surge of Hispanic support for the Republican Party. But overall, I think those two states will go to Gavin Newsom. Then we have also New Hampshire. I think New Hampshire will not be as close as many people are saying it will be in 2028. I think the Democrats still have a lot of support in the state, and this will be enough to win the state. So Nebraska 1st district is actually safe. I forgot to characterize it, but Nebraska 2nd, I think, will be likely for the Democrats. Still, I project a win there, and where I also project a win is in Virginia by a margin of maybe 6 to 7 points. I think that's very realistic. Now we will go to the Republican Party. Likely states for the Republican Party are Texas, Florida. I think Florida will be a bit closer in the next election. I don't think that the Republicans can win Florida by over 10 points. I would be surprised by that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but at the moment, I don't think it's very likely. Iowa, Ohio, and Maine 2nd district is safe. I forgot to characterize it. So now we are into the 7 swing states of the last election and New Jersey, and I will explain the reason for that. So New Jersey, I think, will go lean with the Democrats. I think it will be decided by maybe 3 points. It got a lot closer in the last election. I think we are seeing a trend towards the Republicans in New Jersey. In the last election, Kamala Harris won that state by only about 5 points. This was a major upset. And the Democrats were not happy to see this because New Jersey used to be a safe state for them, and it now is on the path towards a swing state. Regardless, I think New Jersey will go into the Democratic Gavin Newsom column. The same is for Minnesota. I actually forgot Minnesota, also not one of the swing states, but I think it will go to the Democrat by about 4 points. As I mentioned, like with New Jersey, I think Republican support is increasing in Minnesota, but I don't see a Republican win there, or at least a narrow race. I think the Democrats candidate, Gavin Newsom, will still have an important advantage, which will be enough to win the state. Now we have the 7 swing states, and I will first characterize the most safe of them all, and that will be Arizona for J.D. Vance. I think he will win the state, not by 5 points like Trump did, but maybe by 3 points. I think that's very realistic. Arizona was won by Biden in 2020, but the Republicans actually managed to increase support there. So I think Vance will probably carry it by about 3 points. That's my prediction. Gavin Newsom will carry Nebraska's 2nd district by about 3 points. I don't have to say anything more about this. And now we will go to the other swing states and first look at some Democratic pickups. I think the Democrats could win Georgia. I'm characterizing it at tilt. I think Democratic support in Georgia is increasing, and with Gavin Newsom, they would have a good chance of winning the state. Not saying it's very, very likely, but more likely than J.D. Vance, I would say. I also think that Gavin Newsom could swing Nevada towards him. Nevada, a state that Donald Trump won in the last election by about 2 to 3 points. I don't remember exactly which margin it was, but I don't think that J.D. Vance can hold the state for the Republicans. I think it will swing towards the Democrats. Now we have Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. First, North Carolina, I think, will go to J.D. Vance. Maybe I think it will be tilt. Not tilt. I think it will be lean, and because I think J.D. Vance will win the state by roughly 1.5 to 2%. I see a small loss of support there, but overall, I think North Carolina is not a state that Democrats are able to win. They have really great problems to vote for Democratic Party. The last time they voted for Democrat was actually in 2008 for Barack Obama. Since then, North Carolina has consistently voted Republican, and I don't think that will change in the future. So now we have a 248 to 246 in Gavin Newsom's favor, and now we are heading towards the Rust Belt states. And I think the closest state in the last election in the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, will go to Gavin Newsom. The reason for that is that Trump is not so popular as Republicans would like it. He is not as unpopular as Biden, but his approval rating is around 43 to 44%. And that means the Republicans will lose a bit of support there. And I don't think it will be... they had enough an advantage in the last election to hold the state. I think Democrats will do a pickup in Wisconsin, and the 10 electoral votes will go to Gavin Newsom. Michigan is very interesting because it went for Biden by 3%, and then Trump won it by roughly the same margin, a bit less, I think. I personally think that Michigan will stay with the Republicans, but it will be very, very close. I don't see that it will be... I think it could go either way. It's so close, and I think we will have to take a look at this political situation in Michigan in the future, because you have the Arab Americans that are very disappointed with Trump's handling of the Israel-Palestine war, but you have also ordinary voters that are unhappy with the economic situation. So lots of problems there, lots of different ethnicities there, and it will be very interesting to take a look at Michigan in the future. Last state, Pennsylvania. Now this is actually pretty important because whoever wins that state would win the election. Right now I think J.D. Vance will win that state because Republicans have increased support in Pennsylvania drastically. It has a large Latino population. Not a large Latino population, but but the Latino population has grown over the last years, and they are now backing Trump more than the Democrats. So I think that Republicans will do somewhat good in Pennsylvania. I don't think it will be the Trump margin, but J.D. Vance will carry the state by roughly 0.3 points, I think, in the election. That is my prediction. But it's 2 years from now to that moment, so a lot can change. And this is just my prediction. Yeah, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with this prediction. If not, if you would have characterized something differently, let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe to this new channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.